Want to welcome you to the family tree. Put your hands together. It's good to see all the wonderful faces and people in the place. Thank everyone. You're looking. You got your best face on tonight.
I brought my best one.
You bet your best face on, Big B.
I brought my best one home. Wow.
Hey,
Always
Vegas, what's up?
All right. Yeah, Prophetess. Hey, Prophetess, how you doing? All right. We're going to get started in a little bit.
Yes.
And we're going to get things in order as I let the rest of the folks in. We're going to let the music come down just a little bit. And we're going to welcome everyone. I'm going to stop sharing on this side so we can pop on in there. Big B, how you doing over there, buddy?
Yo, man, I got it going on, man. What you talking about?
All right.
I mean, from the left to the right, from the top to the bottom. Glory. How you that shit like I'm Hey, man, look, after my pants hit, hey, Dr. Paul, after my pants hit last week, I couldn't help but keep it rolling.
Yes, I'm still thinking about those socks.
You just gelling, man. That's all. I'm gonna find you some socks and send them to you.
You gonna send me some for Christmas? I know. I know.
Yes, sir. You know I am, right?
That's what you. All right. Okay, family. I want to welcome everyone.
Yes.
And if you are joining us for the very first time, this is the Family Tree, and we want to be able to be a resource for you and your family. And this is a holistic time where you can bring any and all questions and concerns to the tree. Why do we say the tree? Because the tree is the place where we say the family and the ancestors always got together. When there's a problem or a situation, we gather around the tree because guess what? That's your what? Your social security. All right. Your social security is not your check. It is your family. That's social security. Say it slow. We say it slow. Social security. Yes. That's your family. Right. Got it? So always remember that when you have a problem, it's usually right around you. Somewhere around you, your answer is always in your family, somewhere around you. So always keep that in mind. We want to make this a resource for you and your family. So to kick it off, we're going to get Big B over there. Give my co-host with the most, that's Bill 1L Morgan. Give him a hand over there, y'all.
That's right. What's up, everybody? Hey, everybody. I so free to try to snap her fingers. I can't even get mine to come together.
All right, Big B. Tell us what's going on in the world, man. You got some good articles and things that happen. Man. Start us off, Big B.
Man, look, there's some crazy stuff going on outside here right now, but I'm going to be nice tonight, you know. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give you some ideas to what it looks like from our very, very favorite website, okay? Give you the numbers for today as of approximately 9, let's say, about 11 minutes. Listen, somebody's got to mute themselves.
Mute yourself, someone. Let's see, where are we?
Oscar, can you please mute your mic?
Oscar. Where's Oscar? I don't see Oscar. Here he is. I got you. I got him.
He's there. Okay. There we go. You got it. Okay, guys. As of approximately 9, maybe it's like 12 minutes ago, our total confirmed cases from our favorite website, ncov2019.live. That's ncov2019.live. Our quick facts come up as this total confirmed cases. 242,739,326. Okay. Total confirmed, total critical cases, 77,237. Total deceased worldwide, 4,936,313. Total active cases, 24,381,135. Total recovered, hit it, Dr. P. Yes, sir. I love it, Doctor. I love it when I get my drum roll. 318,275,008.
Wow.
Hey, guys. Okay, how about that?
You got to be shouting for that, y'all. 218 million people have totally recovered from this, and that's just what's been reported.
Yes.
That's not always a low number. When you get that number, that's always a sort of like benchmark number. But I'm sure there's so many more people that have recovered from this, and people that have gone through something, because we have to celebrate those that have come through the fire.
Amen.
And those that have gone through the fire, you got to celebrate celebrate them, you know, and they need to be researched as far as we call evidence-based, means that ask questions. This should be a questionnaire. Is there a questionnaire going on with somebody that's gone through this? I haven't seen not one study at all post COVID that someone may have. You know, what are you doing? What did you do? You know, this is important information for those that are trying to stay above and keep your immune system right. You know, it's good to know some of the things that they may have been doing. So we're going to celebrate you here. This is our website. If you're joining us for the very first time, that's ncov2019.live. That's a website that's part of what's called the epidemiologist reports, all data mined. Data mining means collected into one site. So what you can do, you can always go to that website, pick off the information, go to any place in the world. Y'all hear that? Any place in the world, you're going to find the data. And it's coming in every 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. So it's always being updated in real time from around the world. Direct access. So go there, let that be your resource for where you can go to get all your information at any time. All right? All right, we're going to start it off tonight. And if you are, again, joining us for the very first time, and if you have a question or concern, there are no dumb questions, right? Only dumb question is the one you did not ask. So we ask that you, if you have a question, just raise your hand. Go down to the lower bar where you see reaction. Click on the reaction and raise your hand, like Big B over there.
Hand is right there. There's my hand. There's my hand.
He got the hand claps. Okay, so yeah, put your hand up so we can find you, and we'll try to get your question asked. If we don't have the question for you, we'll try to get that information for you, okay? But we want to make sure we get everyone in as much as we can. We can't get everyone, but we'll try. Also, if you are someone that may not want to appear, but you may want to drop a question down in the chat, just put your information right down in the chat box, and Big B or Prophetess over there will grab it, and then we will field that question and try to get that into you.
Yes, indeed.
And also, last thing, if you are dialing in from a telephone and you're listening to us right now, and if you are not able to click on, because I believe there is a link or something that you can push to raise your hand, but don't worry about it. Just make yourself aware of it, and we'll try to answer the question for you, okay? Also, last thing, Big B, they can get a transcript of this. Tell them what they can do to get a transcript of what we're doing tonight.
Yes, indeed. Always, guys, if you want to get a transcript of tonight's chat, just send an email to meccavideo@gmail.com. That's MECCAVIDEO@gmail.com. Prophetess has already put it in, so just look over into the chat area there. You'll be able to see it. Write it down. You'll make sure so that you get all of this information. And also remember, as you get the information, guys, when we finish the program, we always make sure that within a day and a half, we get the video and we get that uploaded to Dr. Paul's website, and also not website, but to his Facebook page, or to the Health Network. And guys, let me tell you something. It's always good to have your notes while you're watching the video. That way it refreshes your mind and it all comes right back to you. Okay?
Yep. All right, so we're going to kick it off. And do we have anyone in the chat right now?
You know what? Margot started a question, but she didn't say what it was. She said a friend wants to know, and that was it. She must have fell off the chair. Margot, if you're there, put your question back in so we can make sure that we get to you. All right? Now, following that, Linda has a question. She said, friend wants to know, is buckwheat good for you?
Buckwheat is good. Even though buckwheat does fall on the acidic side, it's one of the grains. It's a different cut, and it's an alternative to wheat. So, of course, the buckwheat is a different variation of grain that you can have, and it's excellent for a hot cereal in the morning. It's good for other things, but watch it if you have issues with lectins. Of course, lectins of any and all kind, grains, nightshades, beans, legumes, things like that. If you have problem with that, always test that, because we haven't had any response that buckwheat is being messed with, but understand that it does fall on the acidic side. So sometimes people will take the buckwheat and add like a cereal and add something like fruit to that. So that's a nice, healthy breakfast. So yes, it is good. That's right. But make sure it's not something that's been processed, added to things, or manipulate it, get it in its raw state.
Right. Okay. As I look down the list, Margot did get her question, and she wanted to know what's the limit? What's the limit of colon cleanse capsules can a person take per day, and what other proteins would you suggest to eat along with the green drink, Dr. Paul?
Okay, so the colon cleanse, you're speaking about my colon cleanse? Is that what she's speaking about?
Margaret, is it Dr. Paul's colon cleanse?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. So the key, if you look at the direction, it actually says a desired result. See, the reason why we have to use the words desired results, because everyone has a different desired result. That means you're trying to get as close to as if you eat, you soon after eliminate. Got it? That's your goal. Your goal is to, after you eat, soon after you eliminate. So if you're eating 3 times a day, you should be eliminating 3 times. If you're not, then you would increase by 1. So we start off by taking just 1 capsule a day. Got it? Start off with 1. And then you would move to 2 capsules, second week, third capsules, 3 weeks. That would be 2 a day and then 3 a day. You have to measure your systems, because everyone's system is totally different. You have people that are, coming from only meat eaters. Some people have never done a cleanse before. Some people are vegetarians. Some people have quicker systems. Some people have something. I had one person that they took 1 capsule and they were like, yo, that was enough. That was too much. Some people it may be too much. Some people it's not enough. The desired result is always after you eat, soon after you eliminate. Got it? So that's where you would take it from there, and then you would measure yourself that way. Remember, we had a class where I talked about the digestive system. Learning your digestive system has everything to do with time frames. Remember, we said time frames for digestion. If you look at your normal time frame is from usually right in that window of about 48 hours, somewhere around 18 to 48 hours. Write that down. 18 to 48 hours. So that means when you eat something, soon after, that elimination should be in the window of between 18 and 48 hours. Now, if it's before 18 hours, what's that? That would be diarrhea. Okay? Diarrhea. Now, what is diarrhea? That means that some foreign agent or something is in the intestines. Foreign element is in the intestine. Could be bacteria, could be virus, could be anything.
Let me look at
That's why the stool starts to move. The stool starts to move fast. That's why it gets very watery. The whole concept of it is that the body detects that there's a foreign invader in the intestines, send extra water to flush it out. So that's where diarrhea comes in. Also, it's a very heads up for those who have children. Children, if you start seeing the children having watery stool, that's the first sign of a child having stomach or some kind of bacteria or virus. You know, a lot of viruses are going on with stomach viruses on children right now. So that's the first sign. You got to check on your children, grandchildren, children, nieces, nephews, whatever. If they're young, watch them. Got it? Now, after 48 hours is what? Constipation, right? Waiting too long. You know, that means that you're not moving enough to the point where you're in cycle. You're trying to get this circadian rhythm going. So after 48 hours, if you're still not moving, that's when you need to increase those capsules. Got it? That's what you need to do. All right? So 18 to 48 is your primary zone. Before 18 hours is diarrhea. After 48 is constipation. Got it? Keep it moving. You got to keep it moving. You know, some people say, you know, they go at least once a day. Say, oh, yeah, I'm good. I go once a day. That's the wrong answer. The right answer is if you eat, you must eliminate. Got it?
I have a quick question on that same topic, Dr. Paul. Going the first thing in the morning, which I seem to be doing for quite a period now. You know, I get up, I have my lemon water and stuff, and it's natural for me. Is that I haven't eaten anything, and I'm pretty much on that You know, I don't eat until like 11:30, 12 o'clock, and then I stop eating at 8. So
Yep, absolutely. You remember, from the morning hours, your morning hours are what? Remember, 4 a.m.
right,
to 12 noon is your
right.
cleansing cycle. That's part of the
Okay.
circadian rhythm. Your circadian rhythm of cycles of movement where your body is naturally detoxing. So that's
Okay.
from head to toe. That means, you know, your body's flushing. That means your bowels are moving. The, you know, urine's moving. What else? Skin is flushing.
It's flushing, yes.
Skin is flushing. That's why folks wake up, they real ashy. You know, come on now. Y'all know some of y'all wake up
I'm
real
hiding my
ashy.
arms now.
Wake up ashy, like you've been kicking. So ashy, look like you've been kicking flour all night.
All night long. I know that's right, boy.
I'm sorry.
I'm not telling nobody.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not. You don't just tell the truth.
That's more, too much information.
I got to remember that one. I love that. Kicking flower. We're going to keep that one on for a long time.
All night long.
Keep those socks on now.
Keep those socks on. Glory. So definitely that's morning hours. Also the eyes. You know, we talk about a lot of cataracts, a lot of glaucoma going on right now, and a lot of that has to do with the eyes not detoxing. You're not seeing that crust that's coming out of the eyes first thing in the morning anymore.
Right.
You're not seeing that. That's not good, family. That's not good. You got to see that crust coming out of there, because if it's not, it's backing up in the eye. And then if it's backing up in the eye, what's happening? That's going to cause cataracts, which is mucus in the eye. And then once it backs up with mucus, it's creating pressure, and then that becomes glaucoma, pressure in the eye. Got it? So one problem causes the next problem. So you got to get it moving. You got to open up those ducts in the eyes that they're actually able to detox and purge. That's why we do the Dr. Christopher's Eye Bright formula. That's why we say eye wash. Even if you don't do the Dr. Christopher's Eye Bright, at least eye wash. You can at least eye wash every night before you go to bed. Eye wash, especially ladies, you know, when you're doing with the makeup, sometimes makeup can get in those areas and block those areas also.
Yes,
So be careful, got it? And definitely just keep the skin nice and clear. But you are detoxing 4 a.m. till 12 noon. Okay?
Good. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Good.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Okay.
All right. Okay, Big B, you got another question over there, and then I'm going to go to the top.
There are two short ones. One that says, what's good to use for UTIs? And the second one, real quick, what can you use to shrink a tiny cyst on the kidney?
Well, both questions, you have to have an assessment with the person. So I would say just in general, I can give you just in general what is used. So for urinary tract infections, remember, first thing, don't hold it. Got it? Don't hold it, ladies. Don't hold it, gentlemen. Don't hold it, because you hold it in the lower burner, lower chakra, root chakra, perfect condition for bacteria to grow. Got it? So we don't want to hold it. Don't hold it, because when you hold it, some people say, well, I can't hold it no more. See, that's the reason why you can't hold it no more, because whether consciously or unconsciously, you've been holding it. And when you finally go and you come out and say, doggone it, feel like I gotta go again. That means it feels full. It's empty, but the lining of the bladder is slightly infected, or it could be fully infected. Now, we don't like infections because they can ride up the ureter into the kidney, cause kidney infections. So that's why whenever you have these slight, or we say infections in the body anywhere, get rid of it. You know, I did a whole presentation last week on sepsis. Remember sepsis? Yes. I did that because that's what happens. You can get sepsis poisoning in the blood, which is bacteria entering the bloodstream from a urinary tract infection after long periods of time. So we want to make sure we rid them. So golden seal, not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease, just food for the soul. Golden seal root is one. Another one, and that was also, remember, the golden seal is with protocol. So like I said, I would recommend an assessment, but I'm just speaking just in general. Golden seal root, and it would be the protocol of 2 weeks on, 1 week off, 2 weeks back on, and then you quit it for a whole month. Now, the other one that's good for that would be the Uva Ursi, UVA URSI. Okay, that would be the other one, Uva Ursi. And some will even use, some brands of Uva Ursi are very strong, so you may have to use a protocol the same way as the Golden Seal. It depends on the brand of Uva Ursi that you get. Got it? All right. But those are the two that we would use. Okay, for UTIs. But what's the main thing? Don't what? Don't
hold it.
Don't hold.
Don't
Don't
hold
hold
it.
it.
Don't hold it. You got to go. Got to go. Now, I must say this. I will say this. I understand because now we're in the time of COVID-19, and some people say, well, you know what? Ladies, I understand. See, men, we got a little easier. We can go places and eliminate where it's very, you got to look at that, the cleanliness factor. Y'all didn't go to these bathrooms when it was before COVID.
Well,
now, I know y'all not going in there. Y'all gonna say, I'm gonna wait till I get home. I ain't gonna wait. But here's the thing. I would recommend you download what's called the bathroom app.
Yes.
Okay, get you a bathroom app. Go to the app store of your phone and you download the bathroom app. There's an app that actually does by GPS. It'll give you the location factor to the closest bathroom, and then it'll have cleanliness ratings. It has cleanliness ratings.
Glory.
So that means you can look at it and say, oh, I ain't going over there. They
going
got
over there.
1 star over there. I ain't going over there. But then I got 5 stars over here.
Yes,
See, the whole
yes.
concept of the bathroom app was that it was used for diabetics. Diabetics, of course, have to pee a lot because they're getting rid of that excess glucose that's building up in the bloodstream and also in the tracts. So they got to get rid of that. So what's happening is they say, well, let's create an app. So there's a ton of apps out there that are for that you can use. So go to them. Matter of fact, if you just go to your app store, some of the names are hilarious. I mean, some of the names are really hilarious. If you just go to your app store and you go to the search menu and you punch in bathroom app or bathroom finder, okay, they'll give you all of the different ones. Like there's one called flush, toilet finder. There's one called poop map.
Oh my.
Poop map, yep.
I'm looking at that one now.
There's one called Go Wee Wee.
Yes. There's Pequee.
See, y'all didn't know all this stuff was going on, but yeah, there's a lot of iPoo. iPoo is another one.
Yes.
Squat.
Go wee wee, no less. Glory.
Potty break.
Yes.
Yes.
Refuge restrooms.
Yep. Yeah, so there's a leak finder.
Yes.
I like that one.
Yes.
Yeah, so it finds the bathrooms and it gives you the ability for, letting you know if it's GPS, so it'll GPS just like it does with anything, when you're doing search engines, and it'll say you are here and the closest bathroom is there. So if you're in the mall somewhere sometime or wherever, stores, wherever, whatever's a public bathroom that has been rated, they put it on that list. So it's good access for you. All right. So don't hold it. No reason to hold it anymore. Right.
And listen, he said rated, not rated. You know what I'm talking about.
Rated.
Rated, not rated,
rated,
y'all.
yes, rated.
He was understood correctly. Okay, real quick, Dr. Paul, and then I'm going to let you run to one of your hands there. One here is talking about why is there a reason why we should exercise the same time each day?
Yes, and that's to get the circadian rhythm going. The reason why I say always start to try to get your rhythm going. See, the body has to know when you're going to expend and also reserve energy. And also and also when you're going to have the most active time. So it has to produce your energy in ways. So it needs to know your active time versus the time just shutting down. So it has stored energy. And from the stored energy, you got to know when I'm going to use this. So when folks tend to exercise, but they're very sporadic about it, it tends to throw off this thing called the pseudomotor. Pseudomotor, SUDOMOTOR. That's your sweat glands. Got it? And when your sweat glands shut down, then you stop pushing this thing called the lymphatic system, which is your secondary circulatory system. Now, when that happens, now you start to back up with toxins, and then now you start to get all kinds of toxicity in the organs, the joints, the ligaments. It goes into the structure of the bloodstream, all those things. It backs up because the body says, if I can't get rid of this, I'm going to dump it in your blood. And then that's when we start having things like autoimmune issues, autoimmune deficiencies. Also, we have breakouts in the skin, bumps, blisters, boils, psoriasis, eczema. Also, women start to have the lumps in the breasts and the areas trying to relieve this stuff. You start to have swelling in the ankles. All of these are signs of the toxicity building up. And then the kidneys can't flush this stuff out. So now, all of a sudden, you start to get the ankles start to swell. And then when they swell, eventually the body's going to say, I still can't get rid of it. Send it to the surface of the skin. So now you start to get real shafts, like chapping skin, where it starts to now pump out. And now next thing you know, that can lead to blisters and things coming out of the legs. You may have seen these things happening with people's legs. So that's what's happening. It's not moving. It's you're backing up because of the toxicity, because you lack movement, lack the ability for that lymph to move itself. Remember, that's the sewer system of the body. But not like the first system, it doesn't have a pump. It only moves when you move. These little muscles overlap and they twitch, but they only twitch when you move. So, first thing in the morning, I tell folks, decide on a time. It could be 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, whatever it is. Do your time. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Stay consistent. And you'll notice that you'll start to sweat, because some people are so toxic that they stop sweating. And that's not good, y'all. And that's not good. I know y'all cool. Y'all know y'all real cool, but you ain't too cool to sweat now. You better get out there and start sweating, because that's how your body relieves that poison. Now, you may have someone that says, you know what, I use all the deodorant and I still have a foul odor. Got it? That's where it's coming from. The foul odor is backing up because you can't get rid of the toxin. Or funky feet. Anybody with funky feet?
That was a question here. I was getting ready to go to that. That's right there.
Funky feet. Yeah, funky feet. Can't get rid of it. Or, funky feet can come also from adrenals firing off, or sweaty palms, things like that. That's the adrenal system. That's an overactive adrenal system. Stress, anxiety, fight or flight. So, so all of these things work hand in hand. But exercise. That's a good way of doing it. And if you have to get up earlier, y'all, you just got to get up earlier. You say, I don't have time, but you just got to get up. You got to get up in the morning. Get up. Make it a point. You'll notice that you'll be surprised. If you get up in the morning, you'll feel better. You sort of snap out of it. I have this thing where I just snap out of it. Because you know how you get in that, you look outside and it's dreary. You're like, I ain't trying to go nowhere.
You get in that groove, I ain't getting out of here.
I ain't trying to roll in the bed feeling extra warm and cool. And you're like, man, I'm going to throw this cover right back over my head. But sometimes you got to get it moving. You got to get it moving. So if you got a bike, utilize the bike. If you have a treadmill, utilize the treadmill. If you have a rebounder, utilize the rebounder. But do something every day, same time. Gets that rhythm going. It helps you move faster. Okay?
Will that also help leg cramps?
Well, leg cramps can be
And your feet and your legs?
Well, circulation, yes. It can be circulation, but that can also be a deficiency, a malnutrition.
Okay.
You know, whenever there's leg cramps, that can be magnesium or potassium deficient. You know, they would need an assessment to determine that. Okay. So some people will have, you know, it happens only at night that they'll cramp up, you know, and then they'll get the Charlie horse in the back. Oh, there's nothing like a Charlie horse at night when you in the bed.
Ooh, been there.
And yes, that is the worst
Jump
thing.
and run around the room.
That is the worst thing in the world.
A gallon of water.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so dehydration is a part of that also. Yeah. So, yeah, all the above.
Okay.
All right. You know what's really good, now since we're there? It's one thing that's really good for, there's two things that come to mind that's really good for cramps. You know the inside lining of a banana?
Yes.
It's the seed lining.
Yes.
The seed lining of the banana. The part that you throw away. The part that you throw away. You need to take a very thin fillet knife and scrape that right on into your smoothie or your green drink. That is probably the highest. That is the highest iron right there. You can get some of the highest iron and potassium you can get right there in the seed line of the banana. It also is very high in a pineapple.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Pineapple is called bromelain. Bromelain is actually the lining. Once you cut the pineapple, that lining, you can take that lining, and then after you take the meat of the pineapple out, you can actually take the lining and add that also to your smoothie, and that's actually anti-inflammatory. You can also buy bromelain, but it's very good if you grab it naturally right from the pineapple. Okay. All right, go ahead. Anything else?
There was one crazy one. I don't want to say crazy. We're talking about, the first one was, can you buy MSM powder from an herb store? And the second one, I guess it was an herb. We're trying to find out what it's good for. Tongat Ali. TONG. KATALI.
Tongat.
Yeah, Tongat.
Okay, yeah. So first one was what? MSM?
Yeah, can you buy an MSM from a logo, I guess, from an herb store?
Yes, you can. I do recommend for if you're doing MSM, we say flakes first. Flakes are the best. Everybody know about the flakes and the MSM. I mean, we've had that talk about several times. You know, it's really for the purpose of inflammation, hair, skin, nails. It's organic sulfur. So the highest form of organic sulfur comes from, it definitely comes from the MSM, methyl sulfonate methane. That's what it stands for, methyl sulfonate methane. All right. Now the Tongat Ali, that is actually used. A lot of that is used in a lot of men's formulas have that.
Okay.
You know, that's like it's used as a performance enhance. You know, for sports.
Right. Okay.
You'll see it in stamina. It brings strength to the body. So you may see that aligned with things like Tribulus, Tongat Ali, or you may have it with something like herbs that actually bring strength to to raise the testosterone for men.
Okay.
But it works well with women also. So it helps with, like, if you're getting into a new program, weight program, or you work out or something like that, it helps to heat the body up, to help the body retain this lower burner energy. You got it? So it can really heat a body up when someone has issues with circulation. So it's very good for circulation. Got it? Circulation. It's a circulation herb, but it has a lot of different effects of it.
Okay.
While you're at it, Dr. Paul, somebody asked, how do you take the MSM?
Usually MSM is something that I always recommend. It's based on each individual, of course, but traditionally it can be taken as a teaspoon. Start off with a teaspoon, And I always say take it after a green drink. About 30 minutes after a green drink, you put that into some water, like 8 ounces of water. See, it's going to push in. Everything it does, it pushes into the cell. So when you start to take sulfur, it's like, you know what it's like? You got about 50 to 70 trillion cells in the body. And it cleans every single one of them, of the cellular debris that builds up. So that's one thing that also moves the lymphatic system. But it actually opens up so that the green drinks and all the other nutrients can be absorbed. That's why the only disclaimer that we have with the MSM, don't take MSM and go out drinking. All right, don't do that. Because if you do, your body's going to absorb a lot of alcohol and you can be literally under the table because it's going to hit you real hard. Got it? So don't drink if you're going to do that. Okay?
Can you take it with juice?
You can take it with juice, yes, but it's going to also enhance. So it's going to push in to that green drink right into the system.
Right.
Okay,
right.
So that's why we say 30 minutes after you take your green drink, follow up with about a teaspoon of the MSM.
Okay.
Very anti-inflammatory. Like I said, hair, skin, nails comes to mind. Very good for, you know what, changing the, getting the circulation going. So we've used it for turning white hair black again. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people that use it you can turn your hair back black again.
How many times a day? Once or twice?
You can take it as often as you need. It's food. It's food.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
it's food. But it's the missing element that's also in the food. See, naturally there's organic sulfur in all the fruits and vegetables, but guess what? That's being eliminated because of the pesticides and the chemicals and the denaturing of the soils.
Right.
So now you're just putting it back there. So like if you had broccoli or some kind of greens or something, they naturally would have this sulfur, but they're losing it. So that's why people are not getting the true nature of the essence of the food, because number one, it's not there, and it's conventional. It's got pesticides on it, and it's never really truly getting into the cells. So now this is where MSM comes in, pushes right into the cell. Y'all got it?
Do children take that, or they don't need
Sure. Everything you take, everything you can take, children can take. Yes. And remember, we take and understand that, you look at it from a perspective that you shouldn't be putting anything in your body that you wouldn't give a baby. Look at it that way. If it's organic, if it's non-altered, non-modified, it's in its natural state, then that's God's given, that's God's product. Yeah. All right.
Hey, Dr. Paul.
Yes.
Praise the Lord, sir.
Hey, Farouk.
How you doing?
All right. You by phone, so yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Oh no, I'm on the I'm on the Zoom.
Oh, you are on the Zoom right now? Okay.
Yeah. I think it's my
Yeah, I see you. Go ahead, Farouk. I see you.
Okay. Well, number one, I wanted to thank God for y'all, and I thank God for Dr. Paul, and I also wanted to also thank God for you, because I know that's what you were talking about, the co-op and farms and stuff. But I also wanted you to highlight that link for this farm classes. I don't know if you remember about it or not. And also, I also wanted to thank God because I'm here, letting people know about you. A lot of people know about you, man. It's amazing. And I also wanted to, if for Organo, as far as that, I wanted to just give people my number, because I think also people, may not have time to write it down, so I just give them my number right now.
Okay, sure. You want to give out to everyone? Write this down, or they'll put it in. Prophetess will put it in the chat.
Okay. So it's 267 461 6091.
Okay. And Farouk, for those who are joining us for the very first time, tell them what you do and what you
Okay.
offer, and why we're putting your number out there.
Yeah, of course. Well, number one, I am a multi-level marketer, and I'm a business owner for Organo Gold. I'm a distributor, and Organo Gold is a beverage company that also provides health and wellness products relating to mushroom. We Ganoderma, Lucidum, and the spore powder, and different types of mushroom products, and also all natural and wellness products. So what we also do, we also allow people to know about these things, because this is a necessity. These are things that are essential to our bodies, as well as it's organic and instant. So it is kind of hard to find organic instant coffee that really can serve you some great health benefits regarding your mind and your brain, and and optimum wellness. So
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
we do.
All right. So I talk a lot about the Ganoderma. The Ganoderma is the mushroom coffee, which is very good for the brain, memory, focus, dementia, Alzheimer's, all those things. And you remember the mushroom is always recognized as the one that takes you to higher elevations. A lot of the ancients and the apostles and all the magi's and things used to use that to go into a higher state of consciousness, of meditation and prayer. So it's a good medicinal drink. Good medicinal drink.
Okay.
All right, thank you for appreciate you, brother.
Okay. What about shrinking tiny cysts on the kidney, Dr. P?
Okay, that is something that again, some of the biggest problems with cysts is that the body's trying to isolate toxicity. So it's isolating it, and that's what happens. You create a cyst is formed. It's an isolation or quarantining, the body's natural way of quarantining something to keep it away from the rest of the body. So that means that person probably is having a lot of issues. Not trying to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent disease. Just giving you traditionally what it comes from. It's usually too much processed foods, too much refined sugar, refined salt, refined oils, things like that, and also dehydration, serious dehydration. So they got to get the water, but get the right water, and being in a state of too much acid for too long. All right. All right. So I'm going to go to the top here, Big B. I'm going to go to the top there. I got Troy at the top. Troy?
How you doing, Doc?
All right,
Troy.
man. Doing well, Troy. How you doing over there?
I can't complain. Can't complain.
Good.
Got a quick question for you. What's your famous green drink? I know you can take it for nutrition purposes, and also as a meal replacement. But correct me if I'm wrong. You can also take it as a pre-digestive enzyme prior to eating a meal, like a half hour prior to.
You are absolutely correct. That is correct. Before. Yep, absolutely. It does work, and this specifically is for. I recommend that specifically for those who are diabetic. Okay, who else? Mute yourself. Diabetics, we tend to now, when you're diabetic, you cannot process because you're insulin resistant. Very hard to process, because basically your body's already saying you're dehydrated, and the pancreas says, I can't deal with concentration, so no concentration. So that means you got to stay away from things that pour slow. Things like syrup, things like agave, things like honey, things like that, because every time you have something thick, the body's got to look for water. So the body says, I don't like concentration. So with that, we give the pre-diabetic, where we say the prebiotics, and that would be the greens, which is the land and sea, and that helps them to break that down easier. So yes, 30 minutes before we recommend they eat, take a green drink, and you'll start to see some digestion issues start to resolve themselves. Now you'll be able to do what's called assimilate. That means assimilation happens where your body's able to absorb the nutrients in the villi, in the gut. So now you can receive it. Because a lot of times, diabetics, we got to watch also, those that are diabetic, watch the creamy foods. Got the creamy stuff, got it? Watch the creamy stuff. Watch the the cheese. It's sort of like a flow with everything that they're taking. It's all in that same vein. Mucusy things, so stay away from that. So yes, the green drink does work in helping that as a digestive support for those that have assimilation issues and gut issues. And also, if you want to lose weight, that's the way you do it. You lose weight by preparing so that your food, now when you have that green drink in your gut, now you start to eat your food if you decide to eat food, because remember, it is a meal replacement also. You can now start to assimilate your food better. Now you're going to get all the energy from that food. Okay, so good stuff, Troy. Absolutely.
Dr.
Thank
Paul,
you, sir.
with that green drink, it does allow you to lose weight. However, for people that don't need to lose weight, like me, should I not take it 3 times a day and maybe once a day?
No. That doesn't work for everyone. Okay. Remember, the only thing that makes you lose weight is your thyroid regulates weight, temperature, and pressure.
Yes.
Got it? Mm-hmm. Your thyroid regulates that. So if you need to lose weight, you lose weight. If you need to gain weight, you gain weight. Got it? It's not, so it's the green drink is not going to have the effect on everybody the same way. And sometimes it scares people. Because I had some people, they said, man, I'm taking this green drink and I'm going to the bathroom. I said, yep, you needed to go. And then
because everybody is different.
And then they said, people come to me and saying, are you okay? Because you lost so much weight. And, I don't know if they did. No, you're just not used to seeing the real you. A lot of this is based off of bone density.
Yes.
Got it? Your weight and bone density. See, a lot of people have been holding on to a whole lot of extra weight. They got light bones, and they're holding on to a lot of heavy weight. So when you start to get real energy and start to get real nutrients, that stuff says, I don't need it no more. I'm getting rid of it. And you're just not used to seeing it, because usually people say, I've never seen real energy. So remember, the thyroid is weight, temperature, and pressure. That's the key right there. So when you start to do the green drinks, that's why we put the land and the C. The C is for the balance of the thyroid. That's usually what it is. So ladies, if you have issues, or men with thyroid issues, that's what the C vegetables are for. Kelp, chlorella, spirulina, dull seaweeds like the purple or the sea moss. That's why everybody's on the sea moss thing. So it's actually helping to regulate, to balance that thyroid, because the thyroid is that's the one that sort of keeps things in order and keeps things in balance. Got it? Good question though. Who was that to ask that question?
Pam. I'm on the phone as always.
Hey Pam. That's a good question though. See, you just dispelled a lot of rumors and myths that you can't, do that. Now, if you wanted to pick up some weight anyway, I got something for you. You want something to pick up weight if you wanted to?
Yes.
Okay. It's called brewer's yeast. Brewer's yeast. Yes, brewer's yeast. And it's specifically by this one company called Lewis Lab. It's the only one that I recommend. It's a company that actually moved to the Netherlands because of the GMO factor. They were in other parts of Europe, and they just said, well, you know what, we're getting out of here because of the way they process this specific non-active yeast. So they grow it on beets, and it actually stimulates the body because it has all the amino acids and the building blocks for all cells. So you're going to pick up some weight on that one. That's what we give like the athletes. I'll give you a perfect example with my son. When my son, I always share stuff about my son. I hope he ain't upstairs listening. He probably don't want me telling this story. But I laugh, because when my son, he was always, when he was little, he was like, he had all this energy, because I think it's because of the green drinks I used to give him when he was little. But he would go like, yo, he had that energy, yo, right? So he was that quick energy. I'll be driving and he'll do that at any second, yo, that young youth energy. So we went to he had to get a checkup. So he went to, we have like, of course, when they're young, they had to have the doctors, physical stuff. So he goes in there, right? And then he was young. He was maybe about 8 or 9, something like that, 8 or 9. So he goes in, and then they do a growth chart, a projection growth chart. Because, he always said, Dad, I'm going to be tall like you. I'm going to be like you. I'm going to be taller than you, right? He's saying all this, right? So the lady comes back with the projection. It says, you will be 5'8". He looked like somebody stole his bike. He was like, what? He says, what? 5'8", lady, check that again. So he was totally bummed out. He was totally on the whole ride home. He was like, Dad, they talking about I'm gonna be 5'8". Oh, I'm never gonna grow. I'm gonna be a midget. He's going on.
Oh, bless his heart.
So he's going through this whole thing, and he's sobbing, and he's like, Mom, Dad, I'm gonna be small again. So I said, son, relax. I got you. So I said, I started adding to his green drink the brewer's yeast. Got it? Started. I said, if you take this brewer's yeast, you're going to start to see some growth. So he'd been taking that and on and on and on now. My son is almost taller than me right now. How about that? He's about almost 6 foot.
It's interesting you say that because my son he also plays basketball at Eastern, and he's tall and thin. Well, he's about 6'2", and he's thin. And he really doesn't eat properly, but he's just so thin, and he's not putting on the weight. Very good player, but he's not putting on the weight. Yeah. And I guess that would also do with his appetite, but this brewer's yeast sounds like something that may help.
Yeah, that's what we give all the athletes. The brewer's yeast, and also the other one we give the athletes is Tribulus. Tribulus. Okay. TRIB as in boy, ULUS. Yeah, it stimulates the male reproductive system, but it also stimulates the pituitary. Pituitary is the growth and hormone. Yep. Okay. HGH they call it, so but also with the exercise. So my son, I can say right now, is a happy son right now.
Happy camera.
Yo! He still does it too. I catch him more than I still catch him. I say, would you stop that?
I'm sorry, Dr. Paul. Please, what was that type of brewer's yeast you recommend?
Lewis Labs.
Lewis Labs. It's in the chat already.
Lewis Lab. There's a lot of non-active, and then remember, this is non-active. So it's not if you have someone. A lot of people have yeast problems. That's active yeast. This is non-active yeast. They grow this on beets. Some of the best thing you can grow it on is beets because it's actually getting the essence of the earth. And very, very nutritious. So if you really, gentlemen, if you're lifting weights, you're getting something back into the gym, that's not a bad thing to add, as a little bit of the amino acid to the green drink. It actually gives you an extra little stamina, ability to hit that extra weight if you're trying to, build the muscles and things like that. But it's the building blocks for the cell. Yeah.
What about for females?
Yep. Anybody. Anybody.
Dr. Paul, what is the status on your green drinks? Are they coming in yet?
Yeah, we got word today. Yes, we were paused because of the delay that was happening with all the things that were going on and with the shipping and everything. It was actually the lids. It's crazy. The actual lids themselves, that the jars and the lids that they come in. There's only 2 companies that were in America, and they both went out of business through this whole COVID-19. So they have to now be coming in from overseas. So that's what we're waiting for. But we did get word that they are in, and they came in yesterday. So we are in the process of receiving that real soon, okay? So also...
They need to know because, we placed an order, but Dr. Paul, can you address the fact that, Philadelphia is the city of the eds and the meds. We have the most teaching hospitals of any place in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result of that labor pool and that talent, what has happened is a lot of buildings that were being used for office buildings, now they're making biolabs, like down at the Navy Yard out there in King of Prussia, the old GSK building.
Yep.
And they're taking the entire bud plant.
Yes, I heard about that. Yes.
82 acres, 2.4 million square feet. It's going to be all biolab stuff.
And that's right in Nicetown, right? Right there?
Yeah. So, I mean, great for jobs and all that kind of thing.
But
and the reason they're doing that, because we have such a, we're the city of the eds and the meds, and because we have a big labor pool here. But, you've addressed the issue about our water. Right. And the fact that we're declining in the water. So we got this big thing coming, swinging through here.
Yeah, not good, man.
Yeah, what is that going to do for the environment?
Yeah. You know what, Rev? That's excellent. There's a group that is right out in Norristown called AceReport.org. It's a organization. I bought this group. It's a husband and wife. I bought them through on the Green Hour years ago. And I check in on them regularly, and I really need to bring them back on the show. They were monitoring the air and also the water. And what they were seeing in the places up during the area of Montgomery County was staggering. The information that they were pulling out was unbelievable. Did you know that if you're living towards the Montgomery left and right side of the Schuylkill, that has the highest rate of cancer in children, leukemia, 75% higher than anywhere in the nation, is right here in Montgomery County?
Well, the reason being, Dr. Paul, I used to live in Horsham. That's where Merck,
yes,
all the the biolabs and stuff is up in that area. I used to live in that area.
Yeah,
and I lived up there about 5 years, and you'll see a lot of that up there with the big office facilities. Manufacturing, but what they're also going to be doing in Philadelphia, especially the Bud Lab, they're actually going to be doing biomanufacturing. So it's not just laboratory research stuff. They're doing biomanufacturing there on that campus.
Yeah,
great reuse, but the problem is, all the environmental issues. Now, one plus that we did get out of this is that when you go down 76 and you look on your right side and you see the old PSE refinery. That's 1,400 acres. They're totally getting rid of that.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, if you ride down there right now, you see how you see all the tank farms on the right side. All of that's gone. It's gone.
Yeah, I would say that if anyone is listening, and that's right in the Nicetown area, right, Doc? That's where it's coming from.
What I'm making reference to is right down on 76, like you're heading in South Philadelphia.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They're going to make that. That's 1,400 acres. They're going to make that the largest intermodal distribution center on the East Coast, because Amazon and all the other ones, fulfillment centers and whatnot.
Yes.
You're right there at 95. You're right there at 76. You're right there at the airport. You're right there at that rail that runs through there, and so they're going to make it an intermodal center, and that's a plus, because as you know, that area has always been a big environmental issue.
Yeah, it's a major environmental issue, and not only that, but the manganese was a problem in most cities in the country. Was the release of manganese because of the steel production, things like that, and the manufacturing, of course, biochemicals. So the manganese that was in the air, they did a study and showed that those areas that were high with manganese had the highest crime and murder rates were in those areas that had close to those areas. And what do we have? Didn't we have projects right down there by South Philly, right in that area?
Right outside 76, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
and matter of fact, they've been able to tie some of the aggressive behaviors with people that are diabetic. They've been able to tie some of that in there amongst those who are in prison.
Yes.
Yeah.
Particularly up in Pick,
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Dr. Wilson Good told me, he said he go into prisons and he have grandfather, father, and son in the same prison.
That's terrible.
So he started a program to help the prisoners' kids not fall through the cracks. It's called a machi, and it means to wrap the village around the kids. They're up to 350 programs nationwide because it's such a problem.
Yeah.
Particularly with Black folks, we represent, 50% out of 2.3 million people in prison. We represent 50% of it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I would say that, really what we have to do is anyone in those areas, or if anyone comes in your area, they're supposed to put the charrette together so that they can actually let the community know what's being put in your region, your area. Show up at those meetings. That's very important to show up. Rev, you remember when we had the one up in Germantown, when we put together those meetings that we had to let the people know. So family, if you see something like biochemical companies or putting some kind of new technology and stuff, you have the right to know what's being put in next to your neighborhood. Attend those meetings or have representatives attend those meetings. Pull your leaders together so that they can know what's going on, because I tell you, a lot of what goes on is in closed doors without your knowledge.
Always.
You'll never know that they'll say, "Oh yeah, we checked with the public and we checked it," and they never they said nobody ever told me. Nobody ever knocked on my door. Nobody ever called me. So a lot of things are going on that, you got to make sure you show up sometime. And that's the important thing. So if you hear something like that, biochemicals or new plants building up, you need to ask questions. All right? Okay.
Thank you.
That's why what you're doing is so critical, because and I know that probably 85% of the foods that they dump in these Black neighborhoods, GMO, processed stuff, it's been stepped on, no energy in it, tastes good, smell good, look good, shelf life, but no nutrition in it.
No nutrition at all.
Yeah, and Dr. Paul, I got involved in this, not because I'm this health food guy. I got involved in this because I had buried 18 people in 3 months. And they were these people in and around our age with all these health related problems.
Yes.
Tied to their food. And I got tired of burying people, man. That's how we got together. I'm like, man, we got to do something about this here.
Yeah, let's get Rev a hand down there, because he put me and Bill together.
Yes.
He said, I got this crazy guy. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, he did. That's okay. I don't mind.
Bill been preaching to the choir for a long time.
Yes, he is. He
ain't just started this. Bill was out there a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw his socks last week.
Look, y'all leave me alone. Leave my socks alone.
All right.
Something else, Dr. Paul? Let me share this with you. I know that over here in our area, on the Camden side of the river.
Yes.
Years ago, we talked about this whole thing of where the CCMUA is all in minority communities. Okay, there was a certain part of South Broad Street, there in Camden, right? It was supposed to have been enclosed. They left it out, and all that smell and all that went out in the community. That means all those infections, that stuff that came from that toilet. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Sewage.
Out in the Cherry Hill area, it's closed up, and you never know there's anything that's there. People walk down the street, and you can smell it in their clothing.
I don't know how to work this shit. I'm in here like.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have to be, and you're very on point with your folk. You've got to show up at these meetings. I almost got cussed out by some of the folk in Camden because I showed up and I didn't live in Camden at the time. The reality is that someone's got to stand in the gap to say, "Hey guys, look, you want to fight somebody, fight me, but I'm going to invite you in. You gotta listen. You gotta come to the table, folk. And sometimes we don't do it. Let me just go there.
Yeah, we just got to show up.
It's important.
Okay, we're going to go to the top. Thank you. Appreciate you, Rev. Thank you for that question. Good points. Helen, I got Helen on the line up there. Helen?
How you doing, Dr. Paul?
Doing well.
Bill?
Hey,
how's
Helen,
everybody tonight?
All right.
Bill, you gotta stand up for what you believe in.
That's right.
Yeah, I have a couple questions for you, but first I just want to let you know that, most people are not going to want to hear what I'm going to say, but I just want to thank God for how he's got me through. I had both of the Moderna shots. I also had both of my shingle shots, and I also had a flu shot. And I just thank God I'm doing fine. And you got to do what you need to do to save your life, and I know there's different, things for everybody. It's not, the shots are not for everybody, just as well as taking all the supplements may not be for everybody, but you got to save your life. You got to make your own choice, and it's up to you to do that. But I think a lot of people were afraid to take it because they were scared of the outcome and how they're going to be. Well, it's both ways. I mean, if you don't take it, what is the outcome going to be? You see what I'm saying? So I'm just leaving it in the hands of God. He got me through it, and I'm doing fine. And before, I was just like a lot of people out there. I didn't want to take it either because I was scared that if I take it, all these different things might happen to me and everything. But I just thank God that I got over that fear, you know, and I just trust God through it all, because there's people who've gotten this shot and still got COVID. And there's people who didn't get the shot and got COVID. All I know is your life is in God's hands, and do whatever you need to do to save your life, whatever you feel is best for you. You know, you got to make your own decision. Don't get pressured into anything. Just make your own decision.
That's why I say that you have the right to choose what, by making the better informed decision. You know, there is no splitting the fence on this one. Remember, you have to make sure that, you know, you get the most information so that you can make a better informed decision. See, what's happening is it's the fight, and I understand what you're saying, but the fight really is coming down to long term, not short term. See, people are pushing it that, you know, that you're going to see some immediate thing like people pass out, people die quickly. That's not the effect they're talking about. They're talking about long term, because when you look at the real data is showing up around the world where you have even those in those professions, in their profession, in allopathic world, are going against themselves, where you have thousands of doctors coming in. So really, it's about doing your homework. You got to do your homework. And then again, yes, you do have the right to do and choose what you do. That's what my concern is. People, you know, get the information, though. And
then protect yourself. And if you know you're sick or you're coughing, get tested. You don't want to take a risk and get nobody else sick. Because if you find out that you got positive COVID and you've been around a lot of people, you got to let them know who you've been around, because they may get sick.
Right. Contact tracing is something that we, you know, that's, you know, the hand washing, you're sanitizing, you're also being considerate about the person that's in front of you, or when you're in stores and places like that. Absolutely. That's COVID 101. So just make sure that you get the right information. But this is my only pet peeves that I have with the situation. People say, I did my research, but where'd you do your research? You went to Google. Don't go to just Google. You got to go to all resources and do things that you can find out better information. Stop looking at regular TV and television.
Please,
you know, they're going to promote it. You're not going to get a balanced message there. That's why we say the alternative media sources are where you have to go. Look at the balance, and everything you've done in life, you balanced it out. Whether you're buying a house, a car, whether you want to do whatever. You always see both sides.
Make the best choice for yourself.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's your health, it's your life, it's your wealth.
Next question.
Okay.
Yes. So my next question is about melatonin, like for your health, your sleep. What helps you to sleep? I mean, what's a good melatonin?
That would be the pineal gland. Okay. The pineal gland resonates in is the master sergeant. So that fires off the melanin. You know, the melanin, so that's the master sergeant right there. So when we talk about the herbs, not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease, just food for the soul, things like the valerian root, the burdock root. Those are the ones, the foti, the gotu-kola. Those are the herbs that actually stimulate the ability for you to calm down. See, remember, this is a blood issue. Just like with COVID, you got to clean the blood. If you clean the blood, you clean the body. It's impossible for if you raise the pH. See, the key is this. Bacteria, virus, fungus, sepsis, parasites, cancer, COVID cannot live in an all alkaline state. That's your key right there. Stay alkaline. Clean the blood. That's why every biblical book talks about cleaning the blood. You got it? So that's why when you do that, that's what resonates the pineal gland to give you relaxation, calmative. That's where the balance comes in. You see, it fires off two primary hormones, melanin and then or melatonin and serotonin. Serotonin is during the day. That's the active time when you got to get it moving. And melatonin is fired off when it's time for you to relax. So that's why when your body's, the time and circadian rhythm we were talking about earlier, it's important for that time for you and light that hits your eyes. That's what balances you out. Got it? So that's what keeps the body in its sync. But when you got those phones up to your face like this, at night, y'all, you got them fired off, your body's like, oh, it must be 12 o'clock. So it's firing off what? Serotonin, and your melanin is not present. So that's why people can't sleep. And also, again, I'm going to say it again. It goes back to cleaning the blood every time. You can't get away from this thing. It's got to be the blood. So melanin, those are some of the herbs that we use. Gotu kola would be a good one. Ashwagandha is another one. Those are just the cumulative. Bacopa, that's another one. Bacopa. I'm just thinking them off the top of my head that where
It will help you to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also focus, concentration, memory, ability to transfer from hemispheres, left and right hemispheres of the brain, which means you're going from logic to creativity. That's a powerful, and recall. Recall is powerful when you can get that thing right. Bacopa is one of the best ones for that.
And the last one is Epinum. I may not be pronouncing it right, but it's EPIMEDIUM.
Epimedium.
Yes, epimedium.
You know what that is, right?
What is it?
That's the man's.
Okay. Really? Well, we can skip that one.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not saying.
Watch it, hell with that.
See, you got all the guys blushing.
Stay in your lane, Bill. Stay in your lane.
Watch it, hell.
You didn't crawl right up the wrong tree on that one. So no, it's a good one though. It's a good one.
I'm just kidding.
Yes,
we can skip it.
What?
All right, I'm just gonna give you the other name for it that it actually goes for. I call it epimedium because it scares people with the name. It's called horny goat weed. That's what it is.
Yeah,
that's what it's called, horny goat weed, and it's in a lot of men's formulas, but it's good for women too. So it balances out the male and the female reproductive system. But it's just got its name, because I did a whole class on, for the women's group. That it's not just for men. I think that was the name of the title of the class.
Not just for men, right?
So it is an aphrodisiac. Yes, it is. Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Paul.
Okay.
My friend wanted to ask you a couple questions. Her name is Rosetta Dixon. And she said she had a couple questions for you. She wasn't able to get to ask those questions. But she's right on there, Rosetta Dixon.
Rosetta?
Or she can put them in the chat box.
Just put it in the chat box.
Put them in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have Tricia.
We got it.
Okay, then. All right.
Okay. All right.
25.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Okay. Prophet's got the time, boy.
Yeah, you know, right?
25.
Listen. We had a question from Tricia from, I think it's from Massachusetts. Tricia, she was up very in the very beginning, but she didn't get a chance to ask her question about the one that was about the eliminator. Dr. Paul, do you take it to the bottle that's done? And what do you recommend for psoriasis, itching?
Psoriasis and itching, right. You gotta, we do both internal and external. So psoriasis, eczema, rash, anything that's outcoming of the skin is inconsistency on the outside, represent inconsistency on the inside. So you gotta clean the liver, and that's what's happening. It's pushing it out. So that's what the eliminator will do. That it will help to push out the poison, toxins, parasites, things like that. So we would use any of those liver cleanses that we have. I got about 90 of them. I gave you all that are on the website. Any one is all you need. Along with that, we do a topical. So the topical would be a moisturizer. That would be a combination of things like aloe vera gel, things like black walnut, tea tree oil, coconut oil. Those are things that actually are lavender oil. Those are things that actually draw. So they would draw and also pull the toxins and give it moisture, at the same time. All right.
Yeah, and you can download all that stuff, Tricia, from on Dr. Paul's website.
Yep.
The eliminator, I'm taking that now. So it says on the bottle that you take it one capsule every 4 hours for 2 weeks, and then you take 2 weeks break, and then you repeat 2 weeks more. Do you finish the whole bottle?
Yes, you have to. That's what we say. The complete process. Yep. You want to do one bottle, complete the colon cleanse. You went to the colon cleanse first, right?
Yeah.
Right. Once you completed that, then you go to the other parasite formula. But remember, the key word is desired results. You know, are you going to the bathroom? Are you regulating? Are you eating after you eat? Are you soon after eliminating? Things like that.
So when you use the eliminator, if you're not going to the bathroom, do you increase that?
Yes, that's exactly the point. Yep.
Okay. With the eliminator.
See, and that's where self-monitoring and management comes in. You know, and that's the one thing that allopathy has never taught us, you know, as, you know, how to know thyself. That was the ancient ways, to know thyself. That means that you teach yourself, you learn yourself, and therefore you can, you know, learn to fish. Remember they say, you know, the old proverb that says about, you know, you don't want to have to teach the man how to fish so he can fish in all his life, you know, as opposed to, you know, fishing for them and giving fish. So that's why I would say whatever you do, make sure that you learn yourself. Write everything down. I tell everybody, write stuff down. Document what's going on with you. You'll see some amazing things about yourself.
So true.
All right, let me go up to the top. So, Tricia, was that your question?
That was my question.
Okay.
But I don't have psoriasis, but somebody I know has psoriasis. Would you recommend, is there a brand name for some lotion, you know, to put on?
Well, I wouldn't recommend any brand lotion other than the herb itself. Like I was saying, the aloe vera gel, you know, it can be with or without pulp. Coconut oil, 100% non-hydrogenated. Got it? Unrefined. Tea tree oil. Okay. Lavender oil. Okay. Those are some of the ones that we get into that are good for the skin to help it regenerate. Yes. Without drying it out, but it sort of gets with the helping of the poison. Because remember, psoriasis is a form of it's trying to come out. It's trying to come out. Usually that's why sometimes you'll see it on the back of the arms. You see the back of the arms, the backside. See, remember, when the body's got it, this is amazing. The body gets rid of toxins. Send it to your backside, farthest away from your heart. So that's why you're going to see it on the back of your legs, on the buttocks, all the way down the back. It's trying to push it to the back. Woo, if y'all don't see God, y'all ain't looking.
I know that's right.
I know that's right.
Man, that's awesome. That is awesome. Send it to your backside. Send it to your backside. Safely, yeah. All right.
Dr. Paul, can I ask a question? I'm on the phone. I don't think you can see me.
Okay. Give me a second there. So, Tricia, you good? Was that your last question there?
Yes, it was. Thank you, Dr. Paul.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right. And who was that was just
Upenda.
Hey, Penda.
Hi, how are you?
All right.
It's just really a quick question.
Sure.
The ashwagandha, I'm taking ashwagandha pills, and I have my Synthroid and my not metformin, it's actually Janumet. Is that going to be a problem? Like, because I read the bottle on the ashwagandha pills, and it was saying if you're diabetic, you know, you may not want to take this.
So you were taking what again? The ashwagandha. And what else?
And I have my medicine, my Synthroid that I take every day, and one Janumet pill, which is actually metformin and another medication.
Yeah, just be careful when you're taking it. So you remember, you never take it the same time as you take medication. You're always separated, always 2 to 3 hours before or after medication. You never take it at the same time. Remember, medication is suppressive therapy. Suppressive. It's suppressing the symptoms and suppressing the immune system from doing what it's supposed to do. Got it? So you don't want to take medication and herbs, because the herbs are trying to correct the problem. It's like, I'm going straight to the problem. We're trying to fix it. But then when you take the medication is kind of like,
just chill.
It's like fooling the body.
Yes.
faking the body out, thinking that it's sick so they can actually do other things. So that's why we say allopathy goes against the body, naturopathy goes with the body. Got it? Nature's path, nature's way, God's way. You know, that's why we don't go against that system or break the principles. So if you break the principles, you pay. So that's why medication always never has it only suppresses the symptoms, and it never corrects the problems. Got it? So so just watch it 2 to 3 hours before or after. Got it?
Thank you.
All right. Good question, though. Good question.
Paul, my cousin, she is a corporate pharmacist for GlaxoSmithKline. She sells all the medications to all the hospitals in the Virginia, Maryland, D.C. area. And of course, Fred Brown, you know Fred Brown. Fred Brown was a chemical engineer. He worked Merck, Johnson & Johnson. He worked all the big ones. And he made medicine. These are inside people, and they will tell you that medication does not heal. It suppresses. They will tell you.
Yes.
And the ideal is it fools your body as if it's under attack, and then your body's supposed to, immune system rises up and starts fighting stuff. The problem is, like, we had somebody at our church that had taken the first shot for the what's the name, and she had a compromised immune system, and it killed her. It took her out of here. And so people don't consider the fact that if your immune system is not up to speed, and you start introducing stuff in your body that, and matter of fact, the worst person to get that advice from is your doctor, because of the way they're trained. If you're going to deal with medicine, your best bet on the medicine side is a pharmacist, because they're trained in medicine. That's their thing. The doctors really don't know. They really don't. They're not trained. They're not trained in the medicine. And so when somebody tells me that they're informed and they're educated, you said it right. Where are you getting your education from, and where are you getting informed from? And if a doctor's doing it, you might as well stand in front of the fire line.
That's the slanted perspective.
Because
it's gonna be a slanted perspective.
Suppressing therapy. They're using allopathic medicine, tricking your body. You know, and I had diabetes for 7 years, Dr. Paul. They had me on insulin. They had me on metformin twice a day, and I never got better. I had to make life changes. I had to lose weight. I had to change my diet, things of that nature, minimize my stress. But I met a man by the name of Dr. Paul Hopkins. Gave me the RN3A from the rooter to the tutor.
Hallelujah.
Did you hear what I said? Now. Me and my wife. We turned around in less than 4 months, getting on the regimen after 7 years of being diabetic. My doctor told me with proven blood tests, and I'm talking about over 6 months of proven blood tests, he said, "You're cured." Okay. He said, in my 30 years of practice, I ain't never told nobody they were cured. And he said, you and your wife are cured. You know, my wife was suffering acid reflux. My wife suffered acid reflux. She was suffering with diabetes. They said, you are cured. And Dr. Paul, you're right. Your body heals itself 11 times faster.
Amen.
Give it what it requires.
There you go. Amen. Amen. That is what a testimony. That's a powerful testimony, man. Yes. Powerful. And man, you know, that's an amazing.
When people say they're educated, where are you getting your sources from? If you get doctors that are trained in tricking your body, that's the wrong source. I'm just gonna be the one to tell you. I did it for 7 years, and I did not get. I was like the woman with the issue of blood. I didn't get no better. I spent a lot of money doing it.
Yeah.
And for those of you that say, well, eating healthy and right, you know, is expensive. No, doctors are expensive.
Yes.
Medical plans are expensive.
Amen. You're going to pay for it one way or the other, Apostle.
That's right. That's right. And you know, and it's remember, the body is a holy and righteous temple. You cannot put poison in the body and expect it to do you any good. You put poison in your body, you're going to get sick. Eventually, it's going to destroy you. And that's why we say, you know, when we, our biggest thing with the vaccines were, wait a minute, this is a poison. If it's faking your body out to do anything, it's got to be a poison because it's stimulating the body to think that it's sick. so that it can move and raise your immune system. That's a poison. Got it? Remember, y'all, the body is a holy, righteous temple. It is the most critical part of your body. It is the holy temple of your body. And you got to protect that by any and all means necessary, especially in these days and times. Got it? That's it. That's it. There's no other way around it, and that's why, you're going to get what you put inside of there. So keep that in, Rev. Thank you so much, Rev. I appreciate you so much,
sir,
man. What a powerful testimony. That's happening. And then, family, y'all, we got to share this stuff, this information.
Yes, buddy. Yes, sir.
And you share this information with your family. And that's why we have this family tree, so people can really get the hold on. Rev, somebody going to hold on to that one for a long time, brother. You're going to help a lot of people who got diabetes on this call tonight.
Yes, sir, my friend.
There's some people on this call got diabetes, been fighting with this, or somebody in your family that had diabetes for a long time. And it's all back to getting properly in line. You got to get in alignment to nature's path.
I'll take it a step further. You are passionate, and you got involved with this because of your grandmother.
Yes, absolutely.
A lot of people on the line don't know that, why you're so passionate and why you do what you do. But they sent your grandmama home to die.
Yes, they did. Yes,
and you extended that woman's life by 10 years as a result of what you do. That's why you're passionate.
Yeah, God is good, man. And I thank God for what he's doing in my life, man. And I thank all y'all because y'all showed up tonight.
Hallelujah. I know that's right. Yes, sir. That's exactly what it's all about.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
That's what it's all about.
All right. So thank you so much. And let's go to get the rest of these calls because Prophet's over there counting, looking at the clock right now.
Yes,
she's looking at, I see her looking at the clock.
And I caught that look. I was caught that look. And I was getting ready.
She going.
Prophet, I'm getting ready to do this for you. I'm trying to help you out.
All right, we're gonna take two more, and then we're gonna close out. Okay, I'm gonna take two more. I got Margaret up there. Margaret
C, right?
Margaret C. Yeah, Margaret C.
Yay!
There's two of us tonight. Hi.
Oh, really? I don't see another Margaret. Yeah.
That's okay, but
okay.
Thank you, Dr. Paul, for taking my question, and good evening, everyone. And
good evening, Margaret.
Glad everyone's doing well tonight, and thanks for all the testimonies here. And whether you're for it or not, just keep hanging in there. My quick question, Dr. Paul, is if I schedule an appointment with you, how long will it take for? I know you can get on the waiting list, but what are you booked out to right now?
Yeah, it's booked. Stop laughing. Yeah, it's a little backed up. It's a little backed up, but we're getting there. Let me tell you now, we're moving. We're moving, folks.
Okay, I'm calling tomorrow. So.
Okay, and make sure
and don't be disappointed. Don't be disappointed at the date that you're given.
This is what we say. This is what I say all the time. I say all the time, just get booked and we can work you in and out because of the time. See, when we have a first call cancellation list, that means the first person they call that's available is going to get booked. And sometimes they'll go down 10, 15, 20 people.
Yeah.
And no one's either available or they left it on their answer machine or they didn't get back or they can't make the time. So you may be in line in that line somewhere. And that's why I said, just get on the list. Get booked first. And then once you do that, they'll put you on that first call cancellation list. And just be ready because sometimes we'll call you. I'm going to tell you, it happens every week. Every week. We got plenty of people that were booked for months and months in the future. But guess what? They got right in because they were available. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It happens every week. Yeah,
I'm gonna keep that in mind. No pressure, but
I heard that. No pressure.
No pressure. Come on, Margaret. Take
Mr. Subliminal.
She making me sweat over here, man.
She said,
Margaret, you got me sweating over here. Come on, Doc. I'll put you on the spot. Go ahead.
Okay. Very good.
Go ahead.
Now, my question. Well, actually, it's not a question. I have some information.
Okay.
A few weeks ago, the subject of finding a place if you need to get a COVID test done.
Yes.
To try to get the saliva one.
Yeah.
Well, ever since then, I've been trying to research it myself. I had one COVID test done last year, and it was with the thing you put up your nose. It was horrible. Put up your nose.
Yeah.
And they actually make you stick it up there yourself, and it was
horrible.
horrible.
Yes.
So I found this website that anyone could go to, and it's called salivadirect.org.
That's the one. Yep, that's the one that was approved by, I believe it was Yale. Yale approved that one as one of the methods for being less invasive and absolutely safer for not only yourself taking the test, but also the person that was involved with receiving the specimen. So that's called Saliva Direct. That's a method. That's a method of you giving, saliva to. So it's basically like a little device, and then basically you're spitting and putting sputum into a device, and therefore they capture it. I think they're probably not using it because the rate of accuracy, they say, is about 93%. I think it's actually better than that because the PCR test that they're doing right now is actually not they spin it too fast, and then they have a lot of inaccuracies with that because when they spin it anything higher than 25 cycles, it's going to give an error. And they spin them at sometimes 35, 44 or higher, and that means that it increases the rate of false positives 95%. So the Saliva Direct test is absolutely one of the best tests that you can take. So yes.
Dr. Paul, on the website, you can pull it up by state. So when I pulled up Pennsylvania, there's two locations right here in this area. One is in Malvern, and the other one is in Plymouth Meeting.
Excellent.
And they have websites on their websites are listed as well. That's as far as I got as far as my research, but I thought a lot of people would want to know about
yes,
that.
please. That is excellent. Thank you, Margaret. That is excellent. Saliva,
definitely.
Called Saliva Direct, and it was an approved method. It is an approved method that the CDC had approved it as an effective method for taking the test. And you can request that if you're like at your job or somewhere and they say you got to take it every week or once or twice a week, something like that. You can request that I have it done Saliva Direct. Now, you may have to come out your own pocket, but it may be the one that you want because it's less invasive. Got it? So it's called Saliva Direct. Thank you, Margaret. Woo!
Yes, indeed.
Thank you. That is a good one right there. Absolutely. All right. And I'm going to take one more person here. Is that Oscar up there?
Yes.
Oscar?
Yes.
Oscar, how you doing, buddy?
Doing well, and yourself?
All right.
My question is on there's a combination of echinacea golden seal. Is that favorable for build up my resistance during the winter?
The yes and no. I would say if you're going to get them separate. Never get the complex combinations because they always weaken the golden seal. They never give you enough golden seal. So I would say get the golden seal root, not the herb, the root, and get the echinacea. Get them separate, and that would be more effective. Got it? Gotcha. See, if you notice on the bottle, you'll probably see that it's a low dosage of golden seal. Okay, and that's really, I just think that you need more golden seal than echinacea, but they work hand in hand. They're very powerful, very good for fighting bacteria, virus, fungus, parasites, all that stuff. So it's all good.
Okay. And also my way of getting away from regular cheese, I've been using soy cheese.
Uh-oh, you got soy cheese. You got some cheese lovers now, Oscar.
And so my question is but I've read where that soy has a negative impact on a man's testosterone. Is that been your experience too?
Well, you got to remember what it is. Soy's got a bad rap, okay? Right. So soy got a bad rap that is not good because it raises estrogen. You know, of course, if women have breast cancer, it raises estrogen levels and it causes, the acceleration of cancer, things like that. But that's not true because they're never dealing with the right type of soy. They're dealing with genetically modified soy or conventional soy, not the organics. So anytime you see a study, if the study does not recognize organic soy, then it's a tainted study. You got it? It has to be something. See, soy, the history of soy is that the farmers use soy to regenerate the soil after the second harvest. So that means when a farmer planted his seed, he got two crops, right? He got the regular crop, and then he has a seed crop. So of that, when he has to repair the land for the next winter, through the winter, for the next season, they planted soy. And the soy is what actually regenerates the soil. So if it has the ability to regenerate soil, what does it have to generate you? You got it? It's powerful. Soy is a powerful. But they always say, well, wait a minute, we have all this excess soy. What do we do with it? And that's when the GMOs and the genetic modifications started coming in. And they say, well, we're going to make milk. We're going to put it as a filler. We'll put it in crackers, cakes, cookies, pies, and everything else. That's why you see that version. So long as it's something that's recognized organic, that is the good one. That's why we say the non-GMO soy. Like when you see the tofus and things like that, make sure you go to that website and see the non-GMO. Now, for men, we just say for lowering testosterone, just stay off the bread. Stay off a lot of the bread. Not too much bread, guys. Got it? Not too much breaking bread. Yeah, got it? Don't break too much. Oscar, you're yelling. You're laughing over there.
But even the rye, you shared with us that rye and pumpernickel, those are ones that we can work with, opposed to wheat.
Yes, low, less, yeah. I'll say, I'm gonna work with you on that one, bro. But
I'm going on what you shared with me. I'm working with you on this one.
I'm trying to get you out of this, man. The wraps would be better though. Get the wraps. Get the wraps. Yeah, all get the wraps. Yeah, there's a lot of good wraps. There's seaweed wraps. Yeah, there's a lot of good wraps out there. So I would try to do something less, and then raise the testosterone with things like the tribulus that we talked about earlier. The tribulus, the Tungite Ali, what else? The Fotai, you got a lot of stuff out there. Pygeum, Pengium. There's a lot of good stuff out there. So, and also the brewer's yeast, y'all. Let me tell you, men, histidine. Histidine is an amino acid. Histidine. Yep, that's a good one for raising testosterone. It's an amino acid, histidine. And that's one of the, of course, the citrulline. I'm going to have to do a whole thing on just that because it's good for blood pressure, circulation, all of those things. Got it?
Can you spell histidine, please?
Histidine. Histidine. Histidine.
Thank you.
And that's also, that deals with blood flow. Yep, blood flow into the midsection and lower regions of the body. So that's why men, when they're lifting weights and stuff like that, the strength, stamina, that's male machismo. And the epimedium is good too. The epimedium is good. Epimedium. All right, family. I think it's time to wrap it up. Thank you, Oscar. I appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir. Well, I saw Fingers doing this, and
Fingers was doing that. Fingers was like this,
and I got to help over here on this side doing this.
Yes, absolutely. So definitely.
Oh yes.
Big B, close us out, buddy, because we had a jam-packed one today.
Yes,
I
indeed,
think it was excellent.
Yes. As always, guys, just want to remind you again, we started off with this to remind you to get a copy of tonight's chat. You will make sure you send me an email to meccavideo@gmail.com. That's MECCAVIDEO@gmail.com. Now, to continue to support the program each week, make sure you send your donations out to $Dr. Paul Hop. That's $Dr. Paul Hop. Okay. And also we have, excuse me, we've got a post office box, guys. And that's a P.O. Box 191, Mullica Hill, New Jersey, 08062. And if you're at the bank and use it through Zelle, just put that in for mechavideo@comcast.net. All right. So make sure you bring the family in every week so we can continue to do this. Come together and keep us healthy.
All right, Big
Yes,
B,
sir.
that's
Yes,
a
sir.
wrap. I think we did it all,
Yes, sir.
y'all. Give yourselves a hand for just showing up tonight, y'all. Come on, put your hands together. Everybody, I'm looking at all y'all. That's right. I see you when you ain't moving. Come on, put your hands together. Come on, start to smile. Stop looking like you dipped you in prune juice or something. Come on, snap the head.
You got what?
Hey,
Yes,
this was
wonderful night tonight.
This
Wonderful
was
night tonight.
out of sight. What great testimonies. What great questions. You should learn something tonight, right? Did you learn anything tonight, y'all?
Yeah.
Hey, shake your hands, do something.
Hey,
Say cat,
if
say
anything-
dog, say move, something.
That's right. Learn how to dance with Margaret over there. Hey, yeah. Hey.
That's right. That's why we gather around the tree so that you can get the best information.
Yes.
Got it? All right. I'm going to only charge you with one thing tonight, and that's that you go tell somebody.
There
Got
you
it?
go. There you go.
No matter
There you
what
go.
you do, you got to go tell somebody about what you learned tonight.
Yeah.
And also share this information with your family. All right? Let's give a shout out to Big B over there for thinking and holding it down.
All
Hey,
right, gotta do that.
we want to thank Prophetess over there for putting her fingers together over there.
And hung in here long enough.
Hey, so we got off. All right, great testimonies, great questions. And I want to say, family, be encouraged, because remember, if you're breathing, you got a shot. All right.
Yes.
Tap it out,
y'all.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
All right. Love y'all now. God bless you.
God bless you.
Yes. Look at Lady. I saw that, Lady. Yeah.
Tap it out. This is the kidneys, right? That's the kidneys.
Good night. Sleep tight.
Good night. Don't let the bed bust by Chris.
Good night, John boy. Good night.
Joe boy.
Good night,
All right,
little
Big
Paul.
Karen.
All right, good night, little Paul. Yeah, I got. Yep, little Paul going to bed. Past my bedtime.
All right, Frida. Get it in, Frida. That girl. Hey, yeah.
All right, breathe in, and out. Blow it out. Breathe in, and breathe out. Get it out. Breathe in, and breathe out. Push it out. One more time. Breathe in, and breathe out. And God bless y'all. And thank you for chiming in on the family tree.
You know I'm gonna bug him, so we make sure we get the stuff out to you tomorrow.
All right, Big B. We'll see you on the weekend, Big B.
You got it, buddy. Blessings to
God bless
everybody. Oh.
I'm doing the Margaret right here. This is the Margaret right here.
Everybody got it going on.
Now she boxing now. Yeah, Kamar. She's doing the boxing bag. She's doing the bag. That's right. Keep fighting, y'all. That's right. Keep fighting.
Margaret's my shero. Oh, look at that.
All right.
It's wonderful when you can be together with the family.
All right. Have a wonderful one.
All right, guys.
Be encouraged, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week. God bless.